and girls, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to a brand new episode of Halal Munchies. Today we're in the Moseley area of Birmingham and we've decided to come to Sizzlers Steakhouse. Hopefully it will be a very promising episode for you guys. I haven't had a steak for a long time. I've heard a lot of hype, especially because this originates from the Leicester area, and I'll see you guys in the next shot. So guys, this is the quick menu breakdown of Sizzlers based on Moseley Road. What we decided to go for as starters is the crispy prawns, as you can see there, the Ecuadorian king prawns, the deep fried, and they're coated in a spicy sauce, almost like P.F. Chang's kind of dynamite prawns, I'm assuming so. So we also opted for a sirloin steak, which is 225 grams, and always the minimum we look for in any steakhouse is the fact that it's dry aged, and this one is grass-fed Aberdeen Angus, and that's 45 days it's been dry aged. So usually it's about 30 days, but they've gone the extra mile and gone for 45 days. I've decided to treat myself and gone for a Tomahawk Steak. As you can see, it's a big boy. It's 650 grams. It's rated 5 stars. But the real question is, are we going to rate it 5 stars? There's not many sides here. I think these are just the basic sides. But if I go back to the Tomahawk, you can see just there that you get honey roasted carrots, you get triple cooked chips, steamy mashed potatoes, homemade coleslaw, and water, caress, and rocket salad. It's recommended medium. I've decided to go medium, and the 3 sides I decided to go for were the honey roasted carrots, the triple cooked chips, and the homemade coleslaw. If I wasn't going to get the steak, I would have gone for some barbecue ribs, some Sizzlers, so kind of like the Toros kind of setup. They put it on a sizzler and they kind of serve it to you there. I've never been a fan of that because the steak always cooks whilst your steak sits on the sizzler. The Dexter range is just here. Some salads for you guys who are not fatty bum bums like me. And lastly, they have some burgers over here. There you are. I'll pause here for a little bit so you guys can look. I've given you a menu breakdown of what their specialities are, but right now we're in a quite nice mellow restaurant. I don't want to record too much because everyone is around, but nonetheless we're gonna have a very pleasant meal, and inshallah I'll show you when the food comes. So guys, we're not off to a good start. Oh dear, they've given me a bit of a dirty knife. Not a major issue, but oh, this is quite dirty actually. Nonetheless, I'm probably gonna have to get a new one. So right now we've got the crispy prawns. As you can see, they look amazing. How many in a portion? How many in a portion?
I have no idea.
They look quite cheers, thank you. I reckon there's about 5 in a portion there. But they look absolutely amazing. You've got the same there? You got the same? Enjoy. Right now I've got the prawns just here. Here we go. Wow. Those are probably one of the more, I want to say not the best prawns I've had. It's got a crispy outer coating. The sauce is not too spicy. Wow. That is some seriously good prawns. So the food has come now, and just look at the state of it. Look how juicy this is looking. So this is the Tomahawk, oozing with juices. I've got the honey roasted carrots just there, the homemade coleslaw, and then of course the triple cooked chips. And that is, I believe, the mushroom sauce. The sirloin comes on a sizzler. There you are. A bit of pasta. What's that? Noodles?
Carrots.
No, it's not. Oh, it's carrots.
Yeah, the carrots.
What's that then? What's that just there?
This is rice.
Rice should never go on a sizzler, but prove me wrong, Sizzlers. You've got some chips just like me, and then you've got what's this? Sirloin steak. How'd you get that?
Rare.
Yeah, cut into it. Let me just see. Cut into it. Let me just see. There we go. I'll just zoom in for you. There we go. Is it rare? That is. Oh, is that rare?
Yeah, it's rare.
Oh, well done, guys. Well done. They've got it right. So we've got the sirloin steak right now. Qasim's gonna go for a quick bite. Go for it, mate. Go on.
You said a quick bite.
A quick bite. Here we are. Tell me what you're thinking. What flavours are you getting from that? There we are.
It's very juicy.
Oh, is it?
It's very juicy, and it's not very chewy as well. Normally you get Steaks. Sirloin steak is best when it's rare.
Okay.
So this sirloin steak is very nice.
So you know the actual initial seasonings, apart from the sauce you've got splattered on top. Is it what seasoned well? Is it what is it, bland? Because usually steaks can be a bit bland. Nonetheless, it has been dried. So how would you say?
I'm not sure what the sauce on top of it is, but you can definitely taste that sauce.
Okay.
But it's not the best sirloin I've had.
Okay. Nonetheless, how are the chips? Try the chips.
The chips are quite nice. I've had a few.
Yeah, I think your opinion's going to be the same as mine with the chips. They're super crispy, very fluffy from the inside. One of the better chips we've had, yeah?
Yeah, they taste a bit like chips from the chip shop, like fish and chips.
Oh, do they?
They're quite nice.
But less oily, you'd say?
Yeah, less oily.
Great stuff. Enjoy your meal, my man. Enjoy your meal.
Thank you, mate.
So I'm going to try the tomahawk now. It cuts like butter. Honestly, it cuts so well. Here we go. And that is a perfect medium. Honestly, it cuts perfect. It goes down a treat, honestly. Seasoned well, super juicy. Wow, I'm very impressed with the steak. While you're there, we're going to try a chip in the mushroom sauce. Crispy on the outside, fluffy, but not oily. Yeah, the best way I could describe them is, you know how you get that oiliness with the chip shops? With this one, it's not too oily. Let's get the honey roasted carrots actually. There we are. Yeah, so it's carrots still with the bite, so they're not soft. You know how you boil them on the hob? They've still got the bite. They've got a beautiful, not overpowering the sweetness, but a nice honey glaze. I would definitely get the carrots. Recommend them a lot. Let's try a bit of coleslaw. Coleslaw is average, I would say. You can get that in Tesco, but it's good coleslaw. It's more of the finest range from Tesco. Just look at that, it just cuts like butter, honestly. Very buttery, very well seasoned, which a lot of steakhouses get wrong. Just a perfect balance of flavour. This is going to get a very good rating, I can already tell. So here's the chip with the mushroom sauce. Great chips, love that they're triple cooked, so you get the crunch. The sauce, unfortunately for me, is very salty. I wouldn't get the sauce again. I'd probably try something else next time I'm here. It's a whole wad of salt in my mouth. It's creamy, don't get me wrong. The texture's perfect, it's beautiful, but it's a whole wad of salt in my mouth. Maybe the chef left a bit too much salt when he made it this morning. So what's happened is we were actually sitting on a booked table. They made a bit of a confusion, but nonetheless, they've actually given us some complimentary mojitos, but I think that was quite a nice gesture from a service perspective. So guys, we are all cleared up here. I did enjoy the mushroom sauce, so I had to leave that a little bit. So the honey glaze carrots are done, the chips are done, and then that's the tomahawk right there. We are officially finished. So we're back home now, and we just finished off a very pleasant experience at Kobe Sizzlers in Birmingham and Moseley. So here's my official review. So kicking it off with food, I'm going to score them a 4 out of 5. I think that's a very respectable and reasonable and a generous score for Kobe Sizzlers in the Birmingham. Honestly, their food was absolutely fantastic. The steak, for example, let's start off with the steak. It was well seasoned, it wasn't chewy, it cut like butter. If you may or may not know, so the tomahawk essentially is kind of from the cow's rib section. So the honey glazed carrots were absolutely delicious. They had a bit of a bite to them, a lovely honey glaze, a bit of sweetness that came from that, so you get a bite as well as a sweetness kick. Then if we move on to the homemade coleslaw, it was a bit more like the finest range Tesco. Nonetheless, I loved it, really smooth. And then we moved on to the triple cooked chips. These were perfect, honestly, one of the best chips I've had around. So the chips were like the chip shop chips, very traditional, fluffy from the inside, crispy on the outside, however, without any of the excess oil, so that was always a plus. I'm not too sure about how, see, this is my whole argument with the sizzler. I don't think the steaks should be served on the sizzler. For me, how I see is the steak keeps on cooking on the sizzler, so if you're gonna get a medium, eventually it's gonna go to a medium well. Likewise with a rare, you're gonna get a medium rare. I don't believe rice should be a side when it comes to steak, but that's just me. Leave a comment below, tell me what you guys think. Should rice be a side for a steak? I don't know. I tasted the crispy prawns and they were, honestly, if I would give them a score, I would give them the same score as my mates gave them, which was 4.5 out of 5. Super crispy, lovely inside, not squidgy, so you can tell they weren't frozen, but they were really tasty. They had a lovely sauce on it, not too spicy again, not too overwhelming also. I think the balance of flavors were really good, and I think I would definitely recommend you guys to definitely get them. They were absolutely fantastic. So moving on to service, again I'm going to score them a very healthy 4 out of 5. More than enough staff members on a very busy Monday bank holiday. Managers were always on the floor. I had a chat with the manager actually afterwards, asking him for an interview, but unfortunately they were very busy. He did say come back at another time. He was more than happy to have one though, which I absolutely love. I forgot his name, but if you're watching this, thank you so much for your service. Price, I think the bill came to around about, bearing in mind that we had an eat out, help out scheme, so there was 3 of us, £30 off. It came to about £50 or so, I believe. I'll put it on the screen right now. Cleanliness was a strong 4 out of 5 again. Very attentive staff. They were cleaning the tables very quickly. There was a bit of confusion regarding, we were sat on a booked table, but they moved us over and actually gave us complimentary drinks. So again, they really kind of compensated for that. Interior, I didn't get too much footage of the interior because other people were eating and I had to respect their privacy. But I did get 1 or 2 panning shots, which were quite not so professional. But nonetheless, the way I would describe this establishment, the way I would describe this restaurant was, I love how it was segregated in a lot of different places. So you had a little section at the back and had these little beams going through where you could actually, it wasn't overwhelming, but it was enough to see what was going on in the restaurant. They had a few seats in the middle where we were sat. It was a bit congested if I'm being honest, but we're definitely trying to allocate space and as adhering to the COVID-19 guidelines, so I kind of respect that. We have parking. Unfortunately, I did not see any parking there. I believe we parked on the side road. I think I'm going to score parking 2 out of 5. I think Birmingham in general, there's always been a parking issue, but nonetheless, there's my review. Be sure to like, comment and subscribe. I hope you really enjoyed this episode. Comment down below where I should go next, and I'll see you guys in the next episode.